Welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today I have a PSA grade reveal from 4 orders I sent in early May. So this is order 1 of 4. So I sent in 2 value orders from different eras, I guess you'd say, is a modern value and regular value. I sent 1 regular order and 1 express order. So this is the actual regular service order. The express order just popped yesterday and it's on its way. So we'll start here with, and again, this is a mix of PC cards. So a lot of my King Griffey Jr. cards that I've had for a lot of years are in this order, and all 4 orders actually. A lot of cards that I got back from Check Out My Cards. So a lot of my hockey cards I've been collecting over the years, and other cards I'm going to use for, trade bait at the National. And so it's a big mix of like trade bait cards, PC cards, and just cards I thought were cool. So here we go. First card up, it is a Conor McDavid UD Black Diamond autograph numbered 6 of 25. And this card is really cool. So it's got etching, gold foil. It's kind of like a black and white or sepia tone photo. It's got it is a sticker auto, but I do think it fits in the design really well. So again, every time I get a Conor McDavid auto, I sell it or trade it. And so this is just a card I think at the National that I'll do well. It's just something that people will want to have, this card, just because it's a nice looking Conor McDavid auto, and his stuff does move really well. And it's a thicker card. It's in their new thick card holder, which I really enjoy. I really just think this is a really just nice looking card. And again, if I don't sell it or move it, then I'll keep it because it's such a good looking card. Really, really enjoy this, this set. It's a really nice card. Next up is a card that that's probably the one card I was really disappointed in the grade. But, after looking at it for a little bit, I can understand the technicality of the grade, but it's still disappointing for me. Personally, it is a 1999 Metal Universe Lynchpins Griffey, a PSA 8. So we'll get into the, grade itself. 8, I was hoping for a 9. The card is really clean. I'll show you this top. So that's the top edge. That's the right edge. You get into these 2 corners here on the bottom, and I'll show you the backs. And, technically this is probably why I graded an 8. Edges are fine, and the top is fine. You get into this bottom edge. You see that little white at the tip there. You see this one, a little bit of a white. Maybe I can see it better here. Yeah, right there. So those 2, from a technicality perspective, I can see them saying, well, in grading language, the language I grew up with in grading was front to back. So it's damage you see on the front of the card and on the back. I don't see the damage on the corners front to back, honestly. That's a little bit of a tip. And then this one is a little bit more pronounced on the back. But I don't see that damage on the front. If you look at the front of that card, maybe you see a little bit of the damage there. So I think that is, close. I think it's close to being a card that could have graded a 9 or an 8.5 if they ever want to use the half grade ever in their life on cards like this, but they usually don't. So it was the only one I was really disappointed in, just because I really had some hopes going in. After seeing it again, I think technically, they may, because they're very conservative right now, especially on these big Griffey cards, they're not going to just give you a grade. So I felt like, even though it was very conservative grade, I still understand technicality wise. They gave it an 8, but it's a really nice card. It's a super cool card that is tough to find. So I don't think it's kills the value of the card, but now I understand why the 9s and 10s go so much higher than an 8, because they're just tough. Tough to get these cards graded in those 9 and 10 holders now. So, but it's a beautiful card. And for people who don't know this is, one of the tougher inserts to get, in the 90s. And, there's a basketball and a football version of this set, and they're all some of the coolest cards made. Next up is a super rare card, and it's one of my key PC cards. In fact, you'll see this card in my intro video when I do the clip show video intros. You'll see this card because it's one of my favorite cards I've gotten in the last couple of last 5 or 6 years. It is the 2000 Ultra Platinum Medallion and King Griffey Jr. And there it is, and it graded a 6. Now, this card has a really rough edge over here. You can see some whitening on that edge. You can see a little bit of wear on the back when I show you the back. But this is what I'm telling you, like, they're really tough on these modern cards. And I'll show you the back here. There isn't a ton. You know, there's a little bit of wear there. But that's really, I think, how the card was cut, honestly. Look at this edge. You can see, I mean, if you really want to say that's edge wear right there. So I guess that's what they're calling edge wear. Because you see that, you know, right there, you can see a little bit of wear. So yeah, but that's technically, I mean, if you had a card from the 70s with this kind of edge wear, you would be like, well, like, that's not enough to make it a 6. I mean, I would need to see some much more corner wear damage or something a lot more severe than that. But that's the difference between modern cards and vintage cards and PSA. That they give cards like this a 6 for having this kind of whitening on this edge here. They would never do this to, like, you know, a 70s or 60s card. So, you know, that's just the difference in grading scales between modern and vintage. You just have to, you know, live with it. I think this card is a good example of this card. There's only 50 of these in the world. Show the numbering. It's a little hard to see. There it is. 2 out of 50 Platinum Medallion. So some things here is it's real. It's a real Platinum Medallion. There's only 50 of them. I don't think the technical grade matters that much because this is just it's a real card. It's not a backdoored. It's got a real serial number. It's, you know, it just, you know, makes the card easier to trade or move. I ever decide to move it, but it's one of those key cards I love in my collection. And again, you know, two of the 3 cards here are PC cards. So these are, you know, I don't have more than one of these, right? So these are PC cards. They're going in my collection. This card is more about, you know, some trade value or, you know, cards to take with me that have, I think, some intrinsic value for grading or for trading or selling while I'm at the National. So there it is, a 3-card mail day with 2, I think, really, really nice big PC items here. And again, I'm not really that disappointed in this. I knew going in that this was either a 6 or a 7. I was hoping a 9, got an 8, and this was a 9. I knew, you know, I was, you know, pretty much expecting that. So all in all, you know, not too disappointing, but, you know, you always hope to have one card out of every order surprise you and grade higher than you wanted. And that kind of didn't happen on this order. These were all I call like the min grades I was expecting. So I didn't get anything above what I was hoping for. But all in all, 2 really awesome PC cards for me came in today. I got another order on its way that has even bigger cards in it. So I can't wait for that to show up, and I'll share that with you guys. And let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.